This one here on the upper part of the page, ito lang po yun ang pwede natin i-edit. First is we have to edit the grade level and also the research title part. Again, it has to be the same with the copyright page and also with the cover page, ang entries po. Dapat pareho sila lahat. Next to the title page is the introductory message page. It contains instructions for the learner and for the facilitator on how to use the manual. So it has two parts, a message for the facilitator and also a message for the learners. For the message for the facilitators, it gives instruction to the facilitator. So who is the facilitator of the module? It can be the teacher, the parents, or any other adult. And this part here gives an instruction to whoever is the facilitator on how to use this material. So the only part that we can edit on this page is ito pong naka-enclose sa box. Wherein, on the first line, we have to indicate the learning area and also the grade level. And on the second line, we have to indicate the title of our lesson. So, yan lang po ang pwede i-edit sa part na ito. The same with the page on the message for the learners. Leave everything as is except for this one enclosed in the box. Again, on the first line, we have to indicate the learning area and the grade level, and on the second line, the lesson title. So this part is for the learners. So it gives an overview of the content of the module, and it also defines and explains the standard symbols or the icons used to represent the module. So aside from the ones that is enclosed in this box, leave everything as is. So that is all for the front matter. So again, we have the cover page, the copyright page, the title page, and the introductory message page. So next to that is the body, which was introduced to us in detail by Sir Bonnie. So i-go over ko lang that in the body, we have the introduction, which is labeled in the module as the what I need to know. It contains learning objectives to be developed, and it also introduces the topic or content briefly. Next part is the pre-assessment, the what I know. We have to pay attention to the grade level that we are assigned in for this part. Since we are now developing modules for the senior high school, we have to remember that senior high school, grades 11 to 12, is part of the key stage 4. So for the key stage 4, the required number of items for the pre-assessment is 15 items. So we have to prepare 15 questions, which is a multiple choice type for this part. The next part is the lesson proper, which includes the review or the what's in, the activity, the what's new, the discussion of the activity, the what is it, which also includes the mini lesson, and the enrichment activity, which is labeled as what's more. Next, after the lesson proper, we have the generalization, the what I learned, the application, the what I can do, followed by the post-assessment. So this is the same with the requirement for the pre-assessment. It has to have 15 items, multiple choice set of questions. And the last part is the additional activity. So those are all the parts of the body. And one important detail that we have to pay attention to is the number of items that we have to prepare for the pre-assessment and also for the post-assessment. For the back matter, we only have 3 parts, which includes the answer key, the reference, and the back outside cover, which includes the feedback box. So this feedback box is already provided in the sample template. We do not have to edit anything inside that box because all the entries are already provided. So we are done with the 3 main parts of the module. Now let's go to the typography of the body text. So we have to remember that the typography, all the requirements here or all the criteria set in here only applies to the body text. Again, we have 3 main parts of the module: the front matter, the body, and the back matter. Whatever is the format that is already in the module for the front and the back matter, we do not have to edit that because this typography only applies to one of the parts, which is the body. So since we are in the senior high school, we have to focus our attention on the last row for the grades 5 to 12. So for the font style, it can either be Arial or Times New Roman or Bookman Old Style. So in the given sample template, the text font is already in Bookman Old Style. So we do not have to change that. And the font size is in between 11 to 12. So we also do not have to change what is already provided in the module. What we should change is only the text, and as to the format, we do not have to change anything because they already comply with these standards. So for the headings, they are already set in between 15 to 24, and this already set in bold. And also the subheading, it's already in between 11 to 13. And the line spacing is consistent in 1.5. And the alignment for the senior high school is justified. And the R to text ratio is 30% to 70%. So that means there should be minimal illustrations for the senior high school, and what is more dominant is the text. So one of the things that was agreed by the core group during the meeting was that it would be more practical for the module writer to use text box in place of actual illustrations, because this would save the time and effort of the illustrator since they are already very limited in number. And as per experience, the delay would be caused by the delay in illustrations. So as module writers, please just use text box to indicate where would you want to place your illustrations. And inside the text box, please provide a brief description of what type of illustration do you intend to be placed on that particular position of the particular placement in the page. So here is a given example. If, for instance, here is your paragraph and you intend to insert an illustration on the upper right part of the paragraph, so just put a box in there, and inside the box, provide a brief description of what type of illustration you want to be placed in there. So for example, children playing in the park. So that's it. And again, I want to stress that the given format in the sample template that will be given to us already complies with the standards of the ADM. module. So we do not have to edit the format. All we have to edit is the text. So kung, for example, ang learning area nga nakabutang dito sa sample template that will be given to us is mathematics. So we just have to erase that and change that to English. But we do not have to change the font style and the font size.